You'll probably never forget the first time that your parent accused you of something that you didn't do. So picture this. You spent the morning taking your mom to a doctor's appointment. You drop her off and you run out because you're going to pick up her groceries or prescriptions. You're going to run errands that she has no idea you're doing. And so you're pulling into the driveway with her groceries and you're thinking, I'm exhausted, but it'll be good. I'll put the groceries away and then mom and I can sit and talk for a while. But then as you go in, you're carrying the groceries and you see your mom and she's got this look on her face and it looks like she's angry. And she says something like, "What'd you do with my ring?" And internally your brain's going, what the heck is going on? And you're thinking, wait, you mean your wedding ring that you wear every day? And so as you try to respond to that, you're trying to stay as unemotional as you can when inside you're feeling all these emotions. And so you respond with something like, "You had it at your doctor's appointment this morning, Mom. Do you remember?" And of course she doesn't remember, because she doesn't even remember most of the time who I really am. And so she says, "You took it. You're always taking my things. You never do anything I need you to do." And inside you want to defend yourself. You want to say, I do everything for you. I take you to doctor's appointments. I pick up your prescriptions. I give up time for you. I give up my life for you. But you know you can't, because it's not going to do any good. So what do you do in situations like that? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. We'll talk about why that behavior might happen, and then at the end of the video we'll talk about some strategies you can use that hopefully can make it a little bit better. I'm Tammy Provenzel. I'm a physical therapist and a life coach for caregivers. I make videos like this as a resource for caregivers, especially of an aging parent. So it can be unbelievably frustrating when your parent responds to you in that way, like they're accusing you of doing these things. There are a couple of different reasons that they might be responding like that. The first one is, of course, the cognitive decline that comes with dementia. So depending on which parts of the brain are affected in their particular dementia, accusatory behavior can be one symptom you see. Another thing is that the fight or flight part of our brain is one of the deepest parts of our brain. And so with dementia, a lot of times the outer parts are affected first and the middle parts are preserved a little longer. So the fight or flight can still be there, and the outer part that usually keeps some of those things in check is being affected by the dementia. And it could also be, if your parent is in the earlier stages of dementia, that they're feeling a loss of control. They're having times where they feel really clear, and then they have times where they are obviously impaired. And during those times of clarity, sometimes they recognize that they're losing their cognition. And so that can be very scary, and that emotional stress can make them sometimes act out in behaviors like this. So as the person being accused, what do? One of the very first things is you try to remain calm. As a child, hearing your parent talk to you like that, accuse you of stuff like that, can be like you're being punched in the gut. It can be so hurtful. But if you can remind yourself that this is a symptom of the disease, it's still sad. It's very sad, but sometimes that can help it not feel so hurtful. Sometimes it helps to even remember that they're reacting out of their own internal fear. It has nothing to do with you. They're petrified, they're scared inside, and they're externally showing that fear. A strategy that you can try to use with them is to validate whatever it is they're saying. Everything in you is saying, none of that is true. But if you can validate what they're feeling, so if you can say something like, "It sounds like you're really angry. I'm sorry you're feeling like this." Sometimes that can help. Sometimes it can actually escalate. And I think a lot of that depends on our intention. They're going to feel our intention. If we can, in our mind, put ourselves into a state where we truly see that their brain is struggling, it can help us to have more compassion. If they feel that compassion from us, that can be really helpful. So if we look at the example of the ring being gone, the reality is the ring is gone. So think of ways that you could validate the reality of that while trying to help them to go into a calm state. And I understand that a lot of people really resist telling untruths to their parent. So if we think about it in terms of helping them with the goal of getting them out of that fight or flight, then in my opinion, lying is much less harmful than if we allow them to stay in that state. So you could say something like, you asked me to put your ring in the safe at my house. Or you could say, the jeweler has your ring, and so he's going to give us a call when it's ready. So really think about the things that might work, knowing your parent like you do, in their situation. The reality is that that ring is gone somewhere. It could be that she put it into a place that you're never going to see it again, or you might find it when you're cleaning or something. So you could do something that might replace the ring. So you might buy an inexpensive ring that looks similar and give that to her. That might work. And when it comes to your own emotional ability to handle this type of behavior, it's really important that you have some support. So either you have friends to talk to, you have a support group to talk to, you have a therapist or a coach, so that you can release and work through some of this emotional stuff that comes up in these really difficult behaviors that often happen with our parent with dementia. Thanks for watching today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And in the comment section below, let me know of any strategies that have worked for you in a situation similar to this.